Thank you, Madam Speaker. And with your leave, I wish to make some brief statements. I do have extensive ministries, and so as we come back to Parliament, I will give, other statements as time would not permit fulsome statements today. Firstly, the Ministry of Public Infrastructure is well aware of the maintenance needs on many of our asphalt roads across the country. In particular, in the city centre, such as McKnight, yes, and Market Street, Newtown, other areas in the east, west, in Limekeel, Trafalgar, you name them, around the island, including Sandy Point, St. Paul's, Keyon. Now, there are two ways, Madam Speaker, to do maintenance of asphalt roads. One is called the coal patch, which is a type of pre-mixed asphalt compound that can be quickly placed in holes in the road. However, it is not very durable. And as soon as you have extensive use and some rain, it is quite possible that it will not last the time. And so it's only a temporary measure. The other way is the hot mix asphalt, which is the one that we would use to pave a road. That is more durable, and so when maintenance is done using that, it will last a much longer time. Unfortunately, I have to report to the country that our one and only asphalt plant that makes the hot mix is presently out of service for the past few weeks, as it is presently undergoing extensive repairs. Once the plant went out of service, the procurement process began to identify the contractor to do the repairs. That procurement process is now complete and repair works have begun. It is expected and estimated to take maybe another 2 to 4 weeks before we can get the asphalt plant up and running. The asphalt plant does have some age on it, and so the ministry will be approaching the Minister of Finance to see how we can augment our system so that we are not out of commission for such extended periods of time. There is just nothing we can do about it. Therefore, I would like to urge the general public to drive with caution while the repair works are being done on the asphalt plant. As soon as it is functional, we will proceed with the road maintenance program to safeguard drivers and their vehicles. Now, the next major road project is, of course, the St. Peter's Main Road Rehabilitation Project. In December, the Parliament authorized $7 million for this road project. It may cost a little bit more, Mr. PM, so I'm just letting you know. So we have to come back again to finish it. It is important to note that this was not a part of the previous Island Main Road project, much to the dismay of the current representative and Prime Minister, because he insists that the St. Peter's Main Road is now part of the Island Main Road. It's a big area and fast expanding area. And although there is no allocation for the project, there was none before. And so the works of planning and designing could only have started this year in earnest. The road rehabilitation of St. Peter's is not simply repaving the road, because we can decide to just repave what is there. However, it involves a lot more, including widening of some areas, building of drainage, building of sidewalks, the leveling of the roads. The process to begin work is sometimes long and invisible. This is the part where the public does not see all of the works and planning that has to go into this process. A scope of works has to be developed. Contractors and consultants have to receive tender documents. They have to be given time to tender, usually 6 weeks minimum for a project of this size. There has to be coordination with utilities such as the cable, the flow, skeleton, water, to identify their underground and above ground assets to ensure they will fit into the new road infrastructure. Home and property assessments have to be done for properties that are generally within 100 feet of the road to track any adverse effects of the vibration caused by the rollers. All of these things, Madam Speaker, will take time. And so I urge and ask for some patience as this process continues. The Island Main Road, for instance, took maybe a year or two just to plan, the one that happened, just to plan before the works can actually begin. Think of building a house. You know, you could get money today. Somebody could give you $500,000 to build a 3-bedroom house today. You won't be able to start for another 2 to 3 months, simply because you have to design, you have to engineer, you have to seek approvals, and the whole works. And so we are going through that process right now at Public Works Department. There has been a schedule that has been set out, and presently the Public Works Department has completed the draft document for the first tenders to go out. These should be ready in another week or 2. The ministry wishes to give a commitment that while the design and procurement process continues, once the asphalt plant is once again operational, we will keep the St. Peter's Road in a drivable state until the substantive road works begins later this year. Mr. PM, is that satisfactory?
Thank you.
Okay. Now, water is life, and every drop counts, right? Everyone is well aware of the water crisis that we are having, not only in St. Kitts and Nevis, but worldwide, and I'll comment a bit more on that shortly. Works are well underway to augment our water supply with desalinated water and additional well water. In the budget, I was able to inform that the country was looking at these options, that is desalinated water and well water, and we are pleased that there are now 2 projects that are going to be underway shortly. One is a donated project by the UAE to give up to about 76,000 gallons of desalinated water, and another project proposal that is presently under review will give an additional 3 million gallons. So the Water Department is now well underway in identifying the additional parts of the project. So for instance, in order to get the desalinated water from the sea to the tanks where we have to store it, we need about 35,000 feet of pipe. Fortunately, we budgeted this money in our budget in December, and so we are well equipped to put in all of the infrastructure to get that water. Don't like to give timelines, but I'm trying to give everybody a good Christmas. That's all I will say when it comes to the water. We have had some setbacks with respect to the well drilling. I would have mentioned that the rig that was here was abandoned, and when the technicians came to operationalize it, other effects were found, and I am told today that the remainder of the replacement parts have now arrived in St. Kitts and will be taken out of customs to finish the repair work on the well. Once that happens, on the rig, once that happens, we'll be able to start the drilling in Keon, and the hope is that this will give 500,000 gallons of water per day. This will be a significant aid in alleviating the problems in Keon, but in alleviating the problems in Keon, we will also assist the problems in St. Peter's, because some of the water that is captured in the Keon area actually goes to St. Peter's as well. So if we have that well in Keon that is producing anywhere close to the 500,000 which we hope to get, then we can divert more water to the St. Peter's area. And so we're really looking forward to that. Madam Speaker, I want to maybe I should go to the UN Water Conference before I go to the parliamentary session here. So very shortly, I think it is March 22nd to 24th, there is going to be a significant water conference in New York by the UN. I think it is the first of its kind in 50 years, and it is in an attempt by the UN to help member states meet some of the sustainable development goals, namely number 6, which is water, et al., and some others that are directly linked to water. And so I wish to read from an excerpt from the UN Conference on Water. Water is a fundamental part of all aspects of life. Water is inextricably linked to the 3 pillars of sustainable development, and it integrates social, cultural, economic, and political values. It is cross-cutting and supports the achievement of many SDGs through close linkages with climate, energy, cities, the environment, food security, poverty, gender equality, and health, amongst others. With climate change profoundly affecting our economies, societies, and environment, water is indeed the biggest deal breaker to achieve the internationally agreed water-related goals and targets, including those contained in the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. The conference, co-hosted by the governments of Tajikistan and the Netherlands, will feature an opening and closing ceremony, 6 plenary meetings, and 5 multi-stakeholder interactive dialogues. It will also feature a number of high-level special events and side events organized by member states, the UN system, and other stakeholders. The outcome of the conference will be a summary of the conference proceedings and new commitments, pledges, and actions by governments and all stakeholders towards achieving SDG 6 and other related goals and targets compiled in the Water Action Agenda. The UN 2023 Water Conference and Water Action Agenda will unite the world for water. The key building blocks of Water Action Agenda are, the key building blocks of the Water Action Agenda are commitment to action, sustained and scalable implementation, follow-up and review processes. These blocks will enable replication and scaling up of what works and bring successful solutions to global scale. I know that Madam Speaker would have attended a session specifically designated to parliaments in preparation for this UN Water Conference. And I, as the Minister responsible for water, will be attending this conference in New York around March 22nd to 24th. I'm awaiting confirmation from our sustainable side of things to see how more expansive our delegation will be, as we need to take advantage of all the resources available to us as we deal with this water situation and water crisis. So that is an upcoming travel and participation for us here in St. Kitts and Nevis in the Ministry of Water. And finally, I want to report as the leader of government business that the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association of UK presents its 71st edition of the Westminster Seminar. The Westminster Seminar is a forum through which parliamentarians can learn and share skills needed to excel in parliamentary procedure by enhancing their abilities to scrutinize, represent, and deliver oversight in their respective parliaments. Delegates will be introduced to knowledge, tools, and skills to enhance leadership and administrative roles within parliaments. Delegates will gain a deeper understanding of the components that make up effective parliaments, using examples from the UK and across the Commonwealth. This really, Madam Speaker, is a seminar that all parliamentarians should aim to participate in during their tenure in Parliament. This year, the Honourable Speaker and myself as leader of government business will attend this year's seminar from March 13th to 17th in London. That is next week. And so we will participate in this, and next year we will get other parliamentarians who have not previously gone to this seminar to also go to this seminar. It is a tremendous learning experience for any parliamentarian in the Westminster system. With those few words, Madam Speaker, may it please you.